see, in I think about it in this way that when Charles A. Stone bought Marvin, the gardens were supposed to be, well, when they redone the gardens, and it was supposed to be on the original plan, but I can't hardly believe that. When you put new retaining walls in and steps and all of in brick areas and all, and it had to be different, but somewhat maybe on the same order as the old gardens. But they had Miss Flanders, our landscape architect from New York, to come down and do all of it, redo the gardens. So we kept that same plan for years and replacing plants and planting according to that plan. And then when Mr. Kluge bought it, he extended some of the gardens, he took out some things, and you know, it's just whatever the owner prefers, I think, and you can't say whether it's good or bad or whatever, but it does, you know, it changes, but that, I don't know, pretty much the same as it was, I think. Well, I have a book that was written and illustrated, and they said it was a garden of 4 seasons. And Marvin was chosen. There was his 4 gardens in it, and Marvin was chosen as one of them. And they come here and took pictures in all 4 seasons. And of course, in the winter, it was just laid to rest. But starting within the spring, it's a really big cleaning job, from leaves blowing around in the winter and stubbles that you'd cut off of perennials and cut those down to where they wouldn't be seen, clean it out and weeds. And that was getting ready for Garden Week, as you can imagine. And then Marvin gardens, and when they were first laid out, and what they were meant to be is a spring and fall garden with not too much going on in the summer. Because after the tulips go, then you've got some perennials that continue to bloom, and a few will bloom with the tulips, but not that many. And through the summer, we was always looking and planting for fall garden, which we used a whole lot of dahlias and well, just summer blooming plants, but keeping the dahlias cut back more so for just fall. And then, of course, in the fall, you've got chrysanthemums, and always that in Marvin with the hot sun and no shade in that garden, it was almost chrysanthemums being an annual. Had to replant a lot every year, and of course that was fall, pretty time of the year for the garden. And then when the frost, after the first frost or freeze, they go in and cut out all of the perennials and all of the plants, take the dahlias up, put them in storage till in the spring, in which we always put them in peat moss and label them so we could plant them back by colors in the garden, not have a mixed bunch, but group them by color. And of course you're going to have some shorter ones on the front, and we would label as such, and the taller ones for the back. And get the gardens ready for tulip planting, which was always a big thing. We always planted about 4,000 tulip bulbs in the garden. And there again, it was a plan for planting tulips, and I guess it's still used, that you had them grouped by name. And you can still get some of the varieties that they had in 1930. And then after that, we always top dressed the gardens with a light coat of Michigan peat, which would work in and lighten the ground a little bit when you work the ground up in the spring again. And always fertilized the beds with, before we did the tulips, and spade that up and work the ground up. So it was a lot going on in the fall. And then you come up with leaf time, so, and that hit about the same time tulip planting did, and was a really busy time. And on the stone, they never did stay at Morgan. Well, Miss Stone, both of them, when Miss Stone retired and his health wasn't too good, they stayed at Morgan. They would just go maybe to a horse show or something like that, and that was about it. But before that, before he retired, they only came down for holidays. And Thanksgiving was one of the big ones. And whatever, if we was in tulip planting or what, we had to just get out and get the leaves up and forget about the tulips for a while and that sort of thing. But they came down big at Easter, Christmas, and Thanksgiving, and was always a big time at Morgan.